Hey, welcome back. It's that time of month again. Time to cut hay. So stay tuned. I gotta take care of the tractor. I gotta get the disc spine out, and we'll go cut hay. All right, so I've got the McCormick out. First thing I have to do, almost every month, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but I have to widen these tires out, which means I have to take the front tires and switch them from one side to the other and pull the outside tires out on the axles to widen the tires so I can run over the rows without actually running over the hay when I'm cutting it. So let's get to work. So the first thing I do is pull out my jacks. I just happen to have two identical jacks. My dad had one, and I found another one on an auction at one point. So it's these things were made in the 60s from what I understand. So we just take and jack the whole front end up on the tractor. Both wheels are off the ground. Get the impact wrench, zip them off, and flip them from side to side. I got my impact wrench, got the socket, inch and a 16th. So now that the air compressor is shut off, so I can actually talk, I got the wheel over on this side. Now it's a matter of aligning the bolts. And it happens like that absolutely every time. Never have to fight the wheel to get it on. It's like magic. Tighten that one up. One bolt. So put one nut on. And we'll go over to the other side. Get that secure. So that just makes it a lot safer to work around if you got both tires back at least attached to the tractor. So let it down just a little bit. Wow, those bolts actually line up. There, and then I'll just do the other one. All right, so now you can see how much wider the tractor is. And the reason we do that is and you'll see later in the video, so I like to lay, when I'm cutting out the hay, I like to lay the windrow as wide as possible. And by widening the tractor out, I can do that. So then once it gets dried down, we can take the rake it all together into a windrow that'll go through the baler. So that's as wide as I can get this tractor. And I just set the disc behind the hay cutter shields, and you'll see that later, as wide as it'll fit underneath the tractor. That way the hay dries out more evenly and I don't run it over. If I run over hay, then it doesn't want to dry very well and I can't pick it up with the rake. It's also a great time to grease the front end when the wheels are wider. I can reach everything. There. That's good to go. Okay, so now we head to the back of the tractor. I already have the jack on the back here. And I just lift up one tire for now. And I'm going to slide this tire out. Grab my earmuffs. Where are they at? Now what I have to do is loosen 3 and pull 3 out, and then put 3 in these other holes, and this pops this loose. I don't want them too far out because I don't need to separate this completely. Okay, now I can run these in. Hopefully the tires off the ground a little bit. So I don't have a real good way of pulling these wheels out, simply because over the past few years I've been just pulling the wheels out with a skid steer and a chain, and the last couple times for some reason I can't get the skid steer to pull the wheel out that way, so I'm kind of at a loss of the best way to pull these out yet. I'm thinking I'll just have to build a chain and some kind of a jack and be able to jack the wheels out with the chain, just hook it up here. But for today I'm just using this little motorcycle tie down strap, and I've got it about halfway out already and it seems to be working. Probably going to wreck the strap at some point and probably bounce off here too, off the axle, but you know, we're almost there. My point is a little white mark here, just a matter of ratcheting it out the rest of the way. It seems to be working, so gotta pull this out a little bit. As stupid as it seems. Almost there. Right on the mark. So, I mean, as dumb as it looks, at least in my opinion, it absolutely worked. Now, when I go to move my tires back in, I will take the skid steer with the hitch on it, and I'll just push it right in. I'll have helped to probably mark the inside axle, and then once I see the white line again, I'll stop, and that's where I need to retighten the tire for when I narrow it back up. So the next step is to reverse what we did. Grab my earmuffs. I don't like loud noises. At least not this loud. So I pull these up. And it pulls the hub back together. And it's actually a pinch lock, so the tighter these two to get together, there's a break here, and it actually pinches tight to the axle so the tire does not slide in or out. And I'm sure the air compressor will start, so I go around these at least 3 times just to get it really good and tight, because I really don't want the tire to fall off. I've seen it where that's happened, and you know where it happens, it's usually on the highway. So I want to make darn sure that it's on there good and solid. That should be ready to go. Let this down, move the jack over to the other tire, and do the same on the other side. So another piece, I'm getting ready to hook the disc bind up to the tractor. Another piece that I have to put on the tractor to get ready is this hitch attachment. And this has a ball on the end of it, which swivels and keeps from wearing out the hitch on not only the tractor, but also the disc bind too. So I just got the disc bind pulled out of the shed. I'm ready to hook up to the tractor. It's pretty much ready to go from the last time. So I need to, these are the shields that make the row width, the wind row. So I'll set those back. I usually fold them up so when I put them in the shed, I can fit more stuff in my shed. And they're wore out to where, so I know where to put them every time. All right. Okay. So we're ready to hook it up. Now anybody that's run a disc bind over any period of time knows that the disc binds are very hard on the back windows of your tractor. And I've literally blown out 2 windows in the back of my tractor. So one year, a few years ago, I went and made myself a shield, and just happened to be at the time I had a CNC router in my wood shop. And what I did was I took a picture kind of like this, and I brought it into my office. I used Corel Draw, and I drew up a design that I thought would fit on this. And I took a couple pieces of cardboard, big sheets of cardboard. Luckily I have a good cardboard company here in town, and cut a couple templates out until I got it to fit. And then I also worked with a plastic sheet company, and I got this piece of polycarbonate. And once I got the template set up the way I wanted, I cut this polycarbonate. I also had a plastic bender in my shop. I know every farm has a CNC router and a plastic bender available to them, but luckily I did, and I was able to make this shield. And it's been hit a couple times with rocks. The polycarbonate's extremely strong plastic, and it saved my windows several times. The glass literally explodes, and it falls apart in little dinky pieces all over the place. And you can go from 1 second having a good quiet cab, the next second, boom, no back window. That shield is definitely worth having on there. Hey, so we made it out to the field. This is the field that we're going to be doing. Lots of barn swallows. We're going to feed them well. I don't know how many bugs are out here. I know there's a lot of frogs, a lot of leopard frogs. But I know there's a couple deer. I saw a couple fawns out by the trees last time I cut. This is going to be the last time we cut this field. I don't know, I was told it's about 8 years old. So we'll get this cut. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot here. It's kind of short, a lot of grass. Looks like some full blossom alfalfa is still here too, but most of that's died off. We're going to cover it with manure once we get the hay off of it, and then mower, plow it into the ground, and replant something in here this next spring. This is not my farm. I just do custom work for the neighbor here. So we got the disc line and the tractor ready to go. A couple things I need to do here. Take these blocks off. That keeps the disc line up for road transfer. This keeps the disc line from swinging into oncoming traffic. Another block here. And that's what it takes to get it going. Ready to start cutting. So I've gotten a couple of rounds done. Actually, I've done 6 rounds. Can't believe all the birds out here today. Barn swallows. Got 6 rounds done, and I've done a couple other back and forth rounds. I do 6 rounds on the headlands simply to turn around. The baler needs it, and I need it when I'm turning here. So I'm gonna drop her down, throttle it up. field done. I think it looks pretty good. Like I said when we started, it wasn't a whole lot out here, but realistically I think, you know, if we get it's 21 acres, if we can get between 20 and 30 big square bales, which is about 900 to 1,000 pound bales, I think we'll do pretty well with it. It's mostly grass, of course. So I'm gonna head back home and put it away, and probably spend some time with the kids yet tonight. So thank you so much for taking your time and watching my video. I had a good time making it today. Make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell button, wherever that's at, and please leave a comment. Love to hear what you're thinking. Take it easy. We'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.